Oh. Good morning, Axial scale builders around the world. It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman, and you are now watching ScaleWars, Axial's official Battle of the Builders. What's going down, everybody? Welcome back, man. Roll out of bed, wake up, get the sleep out your eye, all that good, all that good early morning stuff, Get ready, man. Get your coffee brewing, all that good stuff. Get out of here. As somebody put it the other day, it's time for the adult version of Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know. I guess it's not just for adults, but somebody said that the other day in the comments. I thought it was pretty funny. So, anyways, welcome back to ScaleWars. This is Axial's official Battle of the Builders. If you're new around here, basically this is really simple, man. It's a ongoing online competition that I put together in order to shine a spotlight on the community. Basically, I'm giving you guys the show, right? It has nothing to do with me. All I do is just kind of talk about your builds, give a little bit of advice, give my opinion on them, and then I turn it over to you guys. You jump in the comments and you basically do the same thing. You give your opinion, tips and tricks, things you'd like to see improved, things you're really impressed with. You go ahead and you leave that in the comments. We've got one rule, and that's basically be respectful, be polite. If there's something you don't like about a build, find a nice way to suggest an improvement or to let that person know that, hey, maybe something like this might work too. Just a suggestion, and then maybe you can help that person out. But don't go bashing that person just because you don't like something on their build. That's not what this show's about. So that being said, you already saw the thumbnail. I'm sure you guys know what it's all about. It's a Toyota day, man. And we got lots of Toyota fans around here, oddly enough. If you're a Toyota fan, jump in the comments. Let me know what your favorite Toyota is. I am not a Toyota fan. I'm a Jeep guy personally, but you know what it is. I respect Toyotas too. I've seen them put in the work. So let's go ahead and get it started, man. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting some stuff. Basically, if you want to get your build entered into this, you want to see your build here on ScaleWars, you want to see that spotlight shine on some of your work, then all you got to do is head on over to the website. The link is in the description down below. That was a tough one. And you can just click on it. It's www.extremescaleperformance.com. Slide on over to the ScaleWars tab. Everything you need to know is right there. You can go ahead and scroll down, keep track of the score. You can read the rules and regulations, enter your build, submit the pictures, everything. It's all right there. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. You already know what it is. I'll see you on the battleground. Let's do this. All right, everybody, welcome back to the battleground. It's about to go down. Let's just go ahead and dive right on into it today. We have a pretty sick looking build here. This one's from a gentleman named ELLIOTT, I believe is how you pronounce that. And he is out of Soquel, California here in the United States. He is 41 years of age. Been subscribed to ESP about 2 months now, and it looks like he started building RCs back in 2000. The project we're looking at here he calls the Mikey Silvestri Wannabe. You like the voice? Sorry. The Mikey Silvestri Wannabe, originally a Wraith spawn. Now, the detail part and paint list goes like this. Axial stock Wraith axles with beef tubes. F and R is in front and rear. Axial U-joint axle shafts, overdrive front and rear diff and steel tranny gears, STRC diff covers, energy rear lockouts, front C-hubs, front knuckles, and truss mount. Axial high clearance aluminum links. Looks like hot racing center skid with roller bearings. Vanquish aluminum servo mount and axle. What else we got here? and axle link mount, sorry. And then it says Scalar Fab rock sliders and front bumper, Proline Ultra reservoir shocks, RC 4-wheel drive Mickey Thompson steel beadlock wheels, RC 4-wheel drive super swampers, IROC tires, Crawler Innovations double deuce foams. Let's see what else here. Soft outer in front and medium outer and rear. Tamiya Toyota Hilux hardbody with grille and tinted windows. Painted primer gray with a semi-gloss clear coat. Stock Spawn cage custom chopped with custom rear supports. Stock interior with a cooler and sodas, and scared Shaggy holding on tight just along for the ride. RC 4-wheel drive fuel cell, jack, skull, and crossbones. Actual working sleeping bag and mat. Gas can, fire extinguisher, some random cable and tow hooks. Proline 6-inch light bar that he says he inherited from a used truck that used truck buy, so added that and moved the RC 4-wheel drive one to the nose to get more light out front. There are running lights below the grill and red running lights out back that are always on. It has 3 white LED rock lights above each tire that run along with the light bars off a remote controller. I have some red LEDs lying around that I plan on putting in the cab so it will glow from within. Electronics are a Hobby Wing Crawler ESC, Holmes Hobbies 35-turn motor, and BLS SHV 500 servo, which doesn't require BEC to get full power. Now, let's see, he says he has a Warn winch with a remote control. He says he's got an ESS1 sound module set to Hemi V8 with the turbo sounds, or with the turbo. He says it sounds badass. Hey, it's U4. LOL. Okay. He says last but certainly not least are some RPM chrome dirty danglers hanging out back. The laughs and jokes they inspire are priceless. He says I love this truck. It is my first crawler. I got it this spring. Never had gone this custom on an RC in all my years of being an RC addict. Now he says the build classification on this is a crawler / U4 bouncer category, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, he's going to rate it a 7. Now as far as who he'd like to give a shout out to, he says he'd like to give a shout out to Santa Cruz Crawlers, Monterey Bay RC, Team DPC, RPP Hobby, A-Man Hobbies, Lil John, my cat, and mom. Mikey Silvestri did this build 5 years ago, and finding his vids on on YouTube was my inspiration. Check them, they're sick. And he left a link here that says this one inspired me most. He says here's my channel to see sick vids of my Wraith. And I believe that is it. Yes, that is it. Oh, let me take some water here. Alright, so now that we've actually taken some time to go over the part list here and everything, let's just get a good look at this. I mean, you guys have had a little bit of time to kind of eyeball it here. Jump in the comments, let me know what your first impression is. Just the first word that comes to mind when you look at this build. For me, personally, I gotta say, what is the first word here? I would say for me the first word that comes into mind would be aggressive once again. Usually is the first word when I think, or when I see builds of this nature. It's very unique in the sense that he just used random things to achieve what he was going for. I really like it. It's a good look. And there's some things I would definitely change though as well, but there's also some things that are very impressive and I really like. So let's go ahead and dive into it. One of the first things that I gotta say I would change, and I know you may not agree with me on this because you kind of put a forethought kind of reasoning in the, in your submission here, but I would get rid of the light bar on the hood. Yeah, I think it looks super funny, and if you were to open your hood, it would probably hit the windshield, and just in real life, I don't think you would see that right there. And also you have the little, oh, damn yawns. You have those little, sticky things on there to have your, to save the paint, I guess it would be for your winch rope, which doesn't really make much sense to me because your paint's all messed up anyways. So I would get rid of those as well. And I think just getting rid of those 3 little stick-on things, or 4, and getting rid of your, the light bar on the hood would really make a huge difference. Sometimes you just don't need a light bar. In this case, I would say you don't really need a light bar. I would say get rid of it, and then if anything, get something else. Get a couple of pods, like the little LED Q series pods or something to go up front. That's probably the main things I would change if it was mine. Another thing that I would do is I'd probably add some form of an antenna, even though it's just mainly a crawler or U4 rig. You'd still have CB set up in it, I'm assuming, so I'd probably add some form of an antenna. For sure, I would do that. But the rest is looking pretty good so far, man. I'm liking the axles are looking really good. The wheels are looking good with the hubs on there like that. The bumper setup in the front is looking good. It's a cool rig, man. I like what you did in the back. There we go. Now we can kind of see the back. I was wanting to look down on top of it. Now, what do we got for accessories here? It's looking pretty good. I love that you got things you would actually use. You got a fire extinguisher. You've got a high lift jack. You've got extra gas. You've got a sleeping bag. A sleeping mat. You've got a tow rope. You've got a fuel cell. Those are all things you should actually see in a rig like this. So very well done there. I got to give you some props on that. Also, good use of just using random axial parts to pull off your truggy type cage here. Also very impressive. I like that. Let's keep it moving. Here it is out in the wild with what looks to be a very similar build, actually. Hopefully we'll get that on the show here soon too. Can't really see much from there, but here's our interior. Looking good. Shaggy definitely looks like he's scared. Good use of just, factory axial stuff here. Nothing too crazy. I can see definitely got the beverages on point. The shot of the back, you can see the dirty danglers down there. You can see that rear diff poking through. I like the toe shackle mounting points there. Definitely like those. Yeah, this thing's looking beast, man. A little flex out on the trail there. Warn winch looking good. You can see some of the lights up front there. Might want to close that off a little bit more somehow. I'm not really sure how, but okay, so we got the same picture in there twice. That's what's, I was wondering what was going on there. Another shot of it there. Looks like it's not damaged so much at this point. Still looking good for sure. There's the bottom shot. That's what I was kind of looking for there. And there's the ESS1 setup. I was just wondering where he had put that at. Very nice. Good job, man. The wiring's looking a little rough. You got wires all over the place. Now, I'm sure that you needed to run them all over just because of the way a lot of this stuff works, but I would like to see a little bit more organization, and I would like to see a little bit better attempt to hide those wires. In this case, I feel like you didn't really try much to hide them. So that's something I would like to see for sure. The axles are looking good. The links are looking pretty good. That one's definitely bent, though. They're both definitely bent. Front ones look like they might be bent too, so you definitely drive this thing hard, and I'm sure that it's probably got a little bit of a crookedness to it when it's driving, but it looks like it's probably fine. I myself have bent links like that, just wheeling the snot out of stuff, so looking good. And there he is. So this right here is Ali, is that how you say that? I want to, very curious if you say Ali Estes or Estes? Estes. Ali Estes. Anyway, this is my man Ali, and I just got to thank you for submitting your build again. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you will get some good feedback, some good tips and tricks in the comments section below from all the viewers. And you guys already know what to do. That being said, if you would like to enter your build, you'd like to see it here on the channel, go ahead, head over to the website, link in the description below. It's www.extremescaleperformance.com. Slide on over to the ScaleWars tab. Everything you need to know is right there. The rules, the regulations, the scoreboard, the sign-up sheet, all of it's all right there. So that being said, let's go ahead and move on to our second build of the day. All right, you guys, we're on to our second entry of the day here. This one comes from a gentleman named Evan Buchanan or Buchanan. It's Buchanan. I'm gonna say this Buchanan is what I'm gonna say. Buchanan. Oh man. Correct me in the comments, you guys. I know one of you guys has got to know how to pronounce that correctly. Anyways, he is out of Fort Collins, Colorado, here in the United States. He is 23 years of age. Looks like he's been subscribed to Extreme Scale Performance for about 1.5 years at this point, and started building RCs about 2 years ago. Now, the project that we're looking at right here, he calls it the Magpul Ultra 4. And let's see, the detail part and paint list goes like this. Proline Hilux body with custom burnt copper paint and weathering, custom window nets, custom cab fan system, custom chassis parts, fastback mod, custom fiberglass bed, number plates, etc. Many parts painted in bumper paint, just like my 1-1. Hot racing metal axles with ARB diff covers for front and energy cover for rear. Scale hubs, one fell off when I went to take these photos, but I found it on the way back to the truck. RC 4-wheel drive King shocks that I run, a stiffer spring setup, lowering kit, Axial Rockstar bead locks, Crawler Innovation foams, Steel Stinger, he says I can't remember the brand, Voodoo recovery rope with Pool Pal, he says I have another dedicated recovery truck with winches, so I have not added one to this. Now the rest says he's got aluminum lower links, Axial aluminum steering links, Savix SC0251 servo, aluminum servo horn, rear-mounted Griffin radiator, Proline fuel cell with regulator and NOS bottle, extra fuel bottle, RC 4-wheel drive high lift jack. He's got fire extinguishers. He says I tend to drive pretty hard, so I keep knocking them off, but that's what glue is for. Haha. He says spare 1.9 with the largest diameter tire I could find at the time for a spare. I tried a 2.2, but it looked worse than the 1.9. He says scale whip antenna, energy recovery boards in custom straps, Mad Dog RC KOH rear light bar, flashing amber and blue with working running brake light, Proline front light bar. He says it's recessed behind the hood. RC 4-wheel drive mirrors, Spectrum DX5C receiver and radio, and a Castle BEC. Now the build classification is a trophy, or is a Ultra 4 crawler trophy truck type category, I guess. Oh wait, no, it's a crawler U4 bouncer category, my bad. And let's see, on a scale of 1 to 10, he's rating it a 7. Now as far as who he'd like to give a shout out to, he says all of the informative channels on YouTube. I wouldn't have been able to build what I have without you guys. So awesome. Give him the love back to everybody that inspired him. Now, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick drink of this water because my throat's dry today. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a good look at this. You guys, what was your first impression as I was reading through that? First word that comes to mind, you know, first thing that pops into your head. For me, I feel like this is driven hard. I feel like this is a racer. I feel like this is something that's actually meant to go out and do some work. Not that the others aren't. I just feel like this one just visually screams that to me. I like it. Basically, it's really simple looking. I like that you've got hubs on it. That's a nice touch. I love that you have the mirrors. The window nets are a great touch. Number plate, another great touch. The way you have the back set up with the shocks visible like that, another good touch. Same with the front with the shocks visible. I think you did a pretty cool job here. I like it. I like it a lot. It's pretty cool. Recessed light he is talking about, looking pretty good in there. Not too bad. Not a lot to talk about up front. Axle's got the ARB diff cover looking good on there. Let's keep it going. This is looking pretty good. The front stinger almost looked like a Wordy made piece, but not 100% sure there. Got the mat tracks on the back. Everything's looking pretty solid on this, man. I like it. Like the lighting in the rear. Got the radiator going, got the antenna going, got the recovery stuff going. All nice touches, man. Very nice job. And I see nothing else on there. Underneath looking very clean. I'm not seeing any wires really. See one, is that, yeah, I see one right here, but it's all blacked out at least for the most part. So you are putting some effort into this. Very good job. Very, very good job. There's a nice shot of it there. Love the background. Man, that looks like a cool spot to wheel. Another shot of it there. You can see those mirrors again. See the netting again. Good job, man. I wish I could see more into the interior, but I get it. I can see a little bit. So, I like that shot a lot. Shows it in action. Shows it spinning the tires. Shows the lights all on. I like it. That's a cool shot. That's definitely one of my favorites there. And still, you can't really see the interior. I'd like to see the interior on this. Would be key, but not sure if that'll cost you on points or not. We'll see when I go to do the judging on this. But there he is. Big shout out to Evan Buchanan. Buchanan. We're gonna say Buchanan. I don't know though. Evan, jump in the comments. Let me know if you watch this, buddy. Let me know how to pronounce your name there. I appreciate it. The Pew Pew Life. I like your hat as well. Very nice work, sir. That being said, you guys give him some feedback in the comments. Let him know, do you like it? Do you not like it? What would you like to see upgraded, improved upon? And what do you think is really, really cool about it? Maybe inspiring to yourself. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. Thank you very much. I appreciate you submitting your build, Evan. And we're on to the next entry. Alright everybody, we're on to our third and final entry today. This one's submitted to us by a gentleman named Jonah Johnson, and Jonah is out of Morro Bay, California here in the United States. He is at 19 years of age, and it looks like he's been subscribed to ESP for around 6 months now. So he started building RCs back in 2017, and the project we are looking at right now, he's calling this one the Ylux with a W and an I, so the Ylux. And the detail part and paint list goes like this. It's an Axial Wraith Spawn RTR. The body is basically, this is all the, he's got it categorized here. So body, and then it says Tamiya Hilux cab, Duratrax Racing Red, bed and grill and sticker sheet, hinges off Amazon Accessories, rubber side mirrors off Amazon for Tamiya Hilux, Yeah Racing intercooler, 2 coolers, Proline fuel cell, accessories, fuel cell, fuel pump, fuel regulators, scale chain with hooks, NOS bottle, Yeah Racing bungee set, gun, extra speed, interior, Corbo seats, windshield wipers, came with grill, RC 4-wheel drive, inner fenders, and then he says, for the chassis, he says fastback mod, no metal, fastback mod, no metal axles. Is that what he's saying here? And then he says the train, no metal. What is that? I'm not sure what he means by that. It says fastback mod, no metal axles trans. And then he says 2.2 XL Proline Swampers on RC 4-wheel drive, Raceline 2.2 Vanquish, Raceline 2.2 Vanquish. I'm not sure. Some of this is worded a little bit hard for me to read, so bear with me, guys. I apologize there. He says Vanquish Stage 1 kit in black, Vanquish trusses, Incision axle links, ARB diff covers, Vanquish CMS, and Panhard kit, spacers to extend bumper and grill out a bit, Tekin 1/8 motor, ESC is censored 3500. I'm guessing it's a 3500 kV motor. Robinson Racing transmission gears, I'm guessing, and other trans rebuild parts, gears. He's losing me a little bit. Basically, lots of Robinson Racing trans parts there. Then he says 3/16 titanium steering linkage and Spectrum receiver and servo. Now the build classification is obviously the same, crawler U4 bouncer, and on a scale of 1 to 10 he rates it a 7. Now as far as who we'd like to give a shout out to, he says everyone who's given me knowledge of RCs, and my dad's friend Sean, who let me crawl his RC for the first time. one time and you're hooked. Yeah, you're a victim, man. That's what happens. You get to drive a cool rig and it's game over. So my apologies on reading off that part list there. It got a little confusing for me, but I think we made it through. So let's go ahead and dig into this. You guys have had a little time to peek at this. I want to take a look now. It's looking pretty good. Wheels are looking good. I like the scale hardware on the wheels. He's got some red lock nuts on there. I would much rather see red hubs. They have Hot Racing makes some red hubs that would probably work on that. Just throwing that out there. They're the red you're looking for, I think, too. And then I like the body. I like how you got it all chopped up. That's pretty cool. I'm not seeing an interior though. I don't see a dash or anything, so that's a bit of an issue there. Would definitely like to see a dash in there. It's kind of mandatory on a real car to have some form of dash going on, and have your at least have your steering wheel and everything coming out, you know, stuff like that. So super clean in this picture. It looks like it's fairly new or hasn't been driven that much yet. Would like to see some sort of brakes in there. Something I've been missing on this episode. Let's keep moving here. Front shot. Looking pretty good there. Is that... Oh yeah, he said it's a cooler, oil cooler sitting out front there. Pretty interesting. No lights. I would like to see some lights for the front. Would definitely help out. Underneath, looking pretty clean, man. I like the links. The links look solid. I like how you got everything hidden. Not sure what's up with the red tape there or whatever that is, but I would try to clean that up a little bit. And that's about it, man. It's looking pretty good under there. Interior shot there, other than there being no dash or way to steer the vehicle, it's looking pretty good, man. I think you said something about a brake booster setup even though, but no steering wheel. So I would definitely like to see you put some effort into that part of it. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. There's a good shot of it there. See hinges for the hood. I don't think you ever see the hinges on the outside like that. The hinges are usually on the inside. So Shapeways is a good place to get some realistic scale style hinges that you can kind of work with. You just gotta, you gotta fine tune them a little bit, make them work properly. And then inner fenders looking good. Looks pretty good, man. No winch or anything, but it doesn't seem like a lot of the rigs on this episode are gonna have winches. So just side shot there. Looking fairly good. I'm not so sure that's where the gun would go, but Corbeau seats looking good. What kind of accessories we got here? I like that you've got the actual functional shock on there. Maybe instead of having a gun on this side, I would get rid of the gun, or at least move the gun in the cab somewhere. And I would probably put like a drive shaft, like a spare drive shaft or something on there. Would make a good accessory. Cooler's looking good. I don't know what that is. Just it looks like just a little container for storing stuff. It's looking pretty good so far, man. In the back, looking pretty solid. Again, would like to see some disc brakes here. You got a lot of room back here to do some work, so I'd like to see what you could do there. You could probably get in some form of a drop bed or do something more with this. I don't know if you're actually interested in doing that, but there's definitely room to do more here. You could definitely do some more and add to this in some way if you wanted to. Looking pretty good though. I like the ARB diff cover as well. There he is, man. There's my man Jonas. So, and you can tell he's in a good mood. He's eating tires. Anyways, Jonah, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, submit your build, participate. It's always nice when I get the younger folks like yourself on here, man. I really do appreciate it. It's this next generation. All these guys that just left high school, they're going on into college, starting jobs, things like that, starting their lives, getting married and all that stuff, just working into, who knows, maybe they're starting new businesses, things like that. Those are the folks I like to see getting into this
hobby, you know. I like to see the kids in it, I like to see the old folks in it, but I really like to see the ambitious young men and women in it, and you know, I appreciate you taking the time to enter, bro. That's all I gotta say. You guys jump in the comments, give this man some feedback, let him know how you feel about it. What do you think of his rig? What would you like to see improved? What do you think he might have skipped over, or you know, might have overlooked? And what do you think you really hit right on the head? I mean, what do you think you could take home from this build or the other builds on this episode? That being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to crawl back in bed. I am exhausted right now. So thank you guys very much. I don't know what I was going to say there. You already know what it is. Peace and chicken grease, fam. I'm out of here. Yeah.